When most people walk into a car dealership in the United States, they believe they're making a smart, logical financial decision. But listen carefully, because this one decision can quietly drain tens of thousands of dollars from your life over time without you even realizing it. The salesperson greets you, walks you past a row of polished cars, and then lands on the number that really matters. You can drive this home for just $349 a month. That's the moment everything changes. It sounds small, it sounds manageable, it feels safe, and that's exactly why it works. But don't skip this part, because focusing only on that monthly payment is one of the biggest financial traps people fall into. Now imagine two people, Ryan and Lucas, and I want you to really pay attention here, because this situation happens every single day. Both of them walk into the same dealership on the same day. Same income range, same credit score, same goal. They want a reliable $32,000 sedan. They look at the same car, test drive the same model, and even talk to the same salesperson. But when it comes time to sign the paperwork, they make two completely different decisions. Ryan decides to lease the car. He puts down $2,500 and agrees to pay $349 a month for the next 36 months. Everything is simple. The car is brand new, fully covered under warranty, and he doesn't have to worry about unexpected repair bills. On the other side, Lucas decides to buy the exact same car. He puts down $4,000 and takes a 5-year loan that is 6.5% interest, which brings his monthly payment to about $598. Now, pause for a second and think about this. Ryan is paying nearly $250 less every single month. That's a big difference. It feels like he made the smarter choice. But don't decide yet, because the real story hasn't even started. For the first year, Ryan feels like he absolutely won. And honestly, most people in his position would feel the same way. He's driving a brand new car. Everything works perfectly, and every service visit is covered. No stress, no surprises, no headaches. It's smooth, predictable, and easy. Meanwhile, Lucas feels the pressure almost immediately. His monthly payment is significantly higher. And on top of that, he knows something uncomfortable. His car is losing value every single day. And listen carefully to this part. During the first couple of years, Lucas actually owes more on the car than it's worth. This is called being underwater, and psychologically, it feels terrible. You're paying a lot, but your asset is shrinking. So if you were to judge the situation right now, you'd probably say Ryan is winning and Lucas made a mistake. But stay with me, because this is exactly where most people get fooled. As the second year passes, Ryan continues enjoying his decision. The car still feels new, everything is covered, and the lower monthly payment makes his finances feel lighter. Life is comfortable. Lucas, on the other hand, keeps grinding through his payments. He starts noticing small maintenance needs, maybe new tires or routine servicing, but nothing major yet. Still, the higher payment combined with depreciation keeps that feeling of doubt alive. It's easy to question whether buying was the right move, and this is important because most people judge long-term decisions based on short-term comfort. That's the mistake. Now fast forward to the end of year 3, and listen carefully, because this is where everything begins to shift. Ryan has paid around $15,000 in total when you include his down payment and monthly payments. That's a lot of money. But here's the part most people don't think about. After spending all that, he owns nothing. The lease ends, he returns the car, and he walks away empty-handed. The car is gone. Lucas, on the other hand, has spent closer to $25,000 over the same period. Yes, that's more money. And for a while, it felt like a bad deal. But now something important changes. Lucas is only 2 years away from fully owning the car. He has a finish line. Do you see the difference starting to form? Ryan is going back to zero. Lucas is getting closer to ownership. Now don't miss this part, because this is where the cycle begins. When Ryan's lease ends, he has a choice. He can buy a car or lease again. But in reality, most people do the same thing, they lease again. It feels natural. It keeps the monthly payment lower, and it allows them to keep driving newer cars. So Ryan signs another lease. Maybe the payment is slightly higher, maybe the car is slightly better, but the structure stays the same. The cycle resets. Another down payment, another 36 months, another set of payments. Meanwhile, Lucas keeps moving forward. Every payment he makes brings him closer to zero. And then something powerful happens. At year 5, Lucas makes his final payment. And listen carefully to this moment, because it's the turning point. His monthly payment disappears completely. That $598 he was paying every month is now gone. From that point forward, he still has to pay for insurance, fuel, and maintenance, but the biggest expense is over. The car is fully his. Ryan, however, doesn't experience that moment. His payments don't stop. They just continue in the background of his life. Month after month, year after year, it becomes normal, almost invisible, like a subscription he forgot he signed up for. Now fast forward just one more year. This is where the truth becomes very clear. Ryan has now spent around $30,000 across the leases. And once again, he owns nothing. Lucas has spent around $38,000 in total. That sounds like more. And this is where people get confused. But listen carefully. His car is still worth around $14,000. That means his real cost is much lower than it looks. Quietly, without any flashy moment, Lucas is ahead. Now let's talk about something most people completely ignore: the hidden costs of leasing. And you need to hear this, so don't skip. Lease agreements usually come with mileage limits, often around 10,000 to 12,000 miles per year. If you go over that limit, you're charged for every extra mile. It might seem small, 15 or 20 cents per mile, but it adds up fast. Drive a few thousand extra miles, and suddenly you owe hundreds of dollars. Then there's wear and tear. Small scratches, dents, or even interior stains can lead to extra charges when you return the car. There are also end-of-lease fees, sometimes $300 to $500, just for processing the return. And if your situation changes and you need to exit the lease early, it can get very expensive. So that low monthly payment, it doesn't tell the full story. Now, to be fair, buying isn't perfect either, and you should understand this too. Once the warranty ends, usually after a few years, maintenance becomes your responsibility. Things like brake replacements, tires, or unexpected repairs can cost money. On average, it might be around $1,200 to $2,000 per year, depending on the car. And yes, cars lose value over time. That's unavoidable. But listen carefully. After about 5 years, depreciation slows down significantly. The car stops losing value as quickly, and at the same time, you're no longer making loan payments. That combination is powerful. Lower depreciation and zero monthly payments. Now let's stretch this out to 10 years. And don't skip this part, because this is where everything connects. Ryan continues leasing. New car every few years. New payments every time. Over 10 years, he ends up spending somewhere between $55,000 and $65,000. And at the end of it, he still doesn't own a car. Lucas, on the other hand, finishes his loan in 5 years, and then drives the same car for another 5 years without payments. Even after adding maintenance costs, his total spending might be around $50,000 to $55,000, and he still has a car worth a few $1,000. Same time period, completely different outcome. Now think about this carefully. Those years without a car payment, what do they really mean? That's extra money every single month. Money that can be saved, invested, or used to build something bigger. Over time, that difference compounds, it grows. And this is how small decisions turn into big financial gaps. Most people don't notice it because it happens slowly, but the impact is real. Now, does this mean leasing is always bad? Not necessarily. There are situations where it can make sense. If you're a business owner, lease payments can sometimes be tax deductible. If you're driving a high-end luxury car with expensive repairs, leasing can protect you from those costs. And technically, if you take the money you save every month and invest it consistently, Leasing could work, but listen honestly, most people don't invest that difference. They spend it, and that's where the problem starts. So in the end, this isn't just about leasing versus buying. It's about how you think about money. If you focus only on the monthly payment, you'll keep repeating the same cycle over and over again. But if you start asking a better question, everything changes. And this is the question I want you to remember. So listen carefully. What will I have at the end of this? Because that one question can save you thousands of dollars. A paid-off car might not look exciting. It won't impress people. It won't stand out on social media. But financially, it represents something much more important. Freedom. No payments. No constant obligations. Just control over your money. And while leasing feels easier in the moment, buying, especially for the average person, quietly wins in the long run.